I hate to be the one to bring this to your attention, but America, you've been lied to repeatedly.
I'm ready if necessary, but it's not going to be necessary. We have a very bold and vibrant president in Joe Biden. And in Joe Biden, we have one of the boldest and strongest American presidents we have had.
Are you prepared to be commander-in-chief?
Yes, I am, if necessary. But Joe Biden is going to be fine, and we're not going to engage in that hypothetical, because Joe Biden is very much alive and running for re-election. Not only is he absolutely authoritative in rooms around the globe, but in the Oval Office, meeting with members of Congress, meeting with leaders in industry. He is extraordinarily smart. He has the ability to see around the corner in terms of what might be the challenges we face as a nation or globally.
Do you think in your role that you're in a position to do that?
Of course, if necessary, but there's no need for that. We have a president in Joe Biden who is forward-thinking. This is someone who is tireless in terms of working on behalf of the American. The way that the president's demeanor in that report was characterized could not be more wrong on the facts. God, our president is in good shape, in good health, and is ready to lead in our second term.
And then we have this post by Wall Street Apes. I'm actually going to post it up, make sure y'all can see it as I'm reading. Y'all it's slightly going to be cut off, but hold on, let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do to prepare y'all. Okay, boom, there we go. Black Americans, excuse me, y'all, recovering over infection. Anyhow, Black Americans know Democrats are planning election year violence. Quote, I've heard that in October, the illegals that have invaded America will basically cause chaos. And this has all been under the direction of former President Barack Obama. And you know that he's completing his third term with Biden right now, by the way. Number one. Oh, I'm sorry. Quote, now, you know something, people. I don't know about anybody that has brain. I'm sorry. Let me read this again. Now, you know something, people. I don't know how anybody that has a brain could not come to any other conclusion. You know what? Let's leave the rest to the clip.
I've heard that in October, basically, the illegals that have invaded America will basically cause chaos, and this has all been under the direction of former President Obama. Now, you know something, people? I don't know how anybody that has a brain could not come to any other conclusion. I mean, number one, these folks, before the illegals got here, they messed with our laws. And basically, okay, first of all, they defunded the police. They took the law enforcement presence out of our cities, number one. Number two, they made laws catch and release, all right? And then they brought in the illegals. Now they bring these people in, take care of them for a minute or two, and now they want to release them. Oh, okay, now we can't really take care of some of you, all right? I mean, literally, they've created the environment for utter chaos and mayhem to occur. And you know something, I am not a political figure. I didn't go to school for, social, whatever the case may be, but I mean, look around you. All right. Now, she says here in this comment, this is going to start in Texas. Folks, these people came through the southern border. All right. With the permission of our government. This is why I say the southern part of the United States will literally become like a third world country. All right. And of course, Donald Trump, he's looking to be the next president. That's if they don't assassinate him first. All right. Hello. I mean, we've all talked about the fact that Donald Trump may not make it to the White House. Look around you. Here's the deal, people. If you stay in the southern part of the United States, if you like war, get ready, because you're gonna get it. All right? And, you know, a lot of us as Americans, we soft. Oh, come on now. Huh? We've been softened by our culture. All right? Folks, this thing is real. All right? And a lot of us, we don't want to face the reality of it because it just seems too ugly. We've been spoiled and pampered and babied in America for decades. Other countries, they've been about that life. They know what it's like to have war, even in our modern time, on their soil. The last time we saw war in America was Civil War, and that's when we was using muskets, okay, and cannonballs, you know, cannons. All right? Folks, I implore you, get out of the southern part of the United States. Let the liberals stew in their own shit. Okay? Hey folks, let's get ready. And let's stay ready.
First of all, let me make sure I let y'all know that I don't want any of this type of stuff to happen. I don't want chaos. I don't want another civil war. I don't want people lives being unalived and at risk, you know. But this is what it seems like it's heading towards, man. And it's nothing. It's terrifying. Somebody says, I'm in Texas and we are already at war. Our attorney general is constantly having to use our federal government so we can actually enforce the immigration laws. We had to pass a law to arrest illegals when that law was already on the books. The Biden administration tried to block it. And I mean, we've seen that over and over we've seen like people coming out, residents coming out saying that they aren't allowed to kick migrants off of their property or to put up a fence preventing them from crossing through their properties and things like that. Somebody else said, who is going to tell this guy that most of the conservatives live in the South? We ain't leaving liberal behind. We aren't leaving liberal behind. There aren't any. Somebody wrote. Okay, credit. Let me see. If God be with us, who can be against us? Amen to that. Now, mind you, remember this ad that Trump posted about? Well, let me see. Did he post this one exactly? Let me see. I'm gonna make sure I get it right, y'all. Trump's team released that new ad about Kamala Harris. It's a very compelling one.
If you thought Joe Biden was radical, just wait until you get to know Kamala Harris. She's dangerously liberal.
I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. You know, for far too long, the status quo thinking has been to believe that by putting more police on the street, you're going to have more safety. And that's just wrong.
You're confident this border's secure?
We have a secure border.
We're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals. That's correct.
People who are convicted in prison, like the Boston Marathon bomber, on death row, they should be able to vote?
I think we should have that conversation.
Abolish ICE.
Yeah.
Is that a position that you agree with?
Listen, I think there's no question that we've got to critically re-examine ICE, and we need to probably think about starting from scratch.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's new darling of the party. She 60 Minutes this weekend proudly calling herself a radical, and she's promoting policies like saying that every single carbon emission in the country, every car, should be eliminated within the next 11 years, everything from a 70 to 80% tax rate. Do you agree that she could possibly, in this ideology of the socialist left, could splinter your party?
No, you know, I think that's fantastic.
It was the laugh at the end. Obviously, this subject is not a laughing matter. We're not doing that. I'm literally just sitting here laughing at the giggles that they decide to put at the end. And as we can see that no matter how much they try to prompt Kamala Harris up to be this, to be the next candidate, her past is catching up with her so hard. I mean, and Joe Biden picks Indian American Senator Kamala Harris for VP was a headline that was actually out in 2020. Yes, you see it right here. Joe Biden picks Indian American Senator Kamala Harris for VP. This was posted August 11th, 2020, guys. 6:29 p.m. right here. And this is a photo at Harris at the 2016 Democratic Convention. Yeah, man. Somebody says a DEI work anchor baby is the best candidate the Democrats have. Somebody said even white people know this. She's only black when it fits their narrative. Yeah. You're right. You know, because then they tried to do the whole BET "They Not Like Us" campaign, insinuating that, you know, "They Not Like Us" is a diss to a hip hop artist who's mixed black and white. But the artist who made the diss towards that artist was pretty much saying, hey, you're mixed. You're not really black or white. You're trying to use black culture to benefit from. You're not like us. That was pretty much the sentiment behind the phrase, "You're not like us." And then you could have Kamala Harris on BET saying Trump supporters are not like us, insinuating that black people don't rock with Trump. And if we do, then, you know, we ain't black, so to speak. Anyhow. Let's keep going, y'all. Read a few more comments. Whatever they can say to fit a narrative they need. She's evil unless Obama tell her she is. Those two different comments, I kind of put them together. Just imagine all the race baiting till November. She plays the race card for whichever will get her where she wants to be. On to the freaky side of this whole event that's happening right now and all this chaos. Shout out to Wall Street Apes again. There's this show called Upload on Amazon Prime from 2020, right? In this show, there's a poster on the wall that's a campaign flyer for the 2024 presidential election. Now, on that flyer, you don't see Joe Biden. You don't see Donald Trump. But you don't see Joe Biden as the Democratic nominee. You don't see him on the Democratic ticket. But Kamala Harris is. And you won't believe who she's next to.
I want to show you guys this poster that was in the background of the show Upload from Amazon Prime that came out in 2020, okay?
But I have to say, the highlight of this video for me has to be this moment right here, where we have one-on-one with Vice President Harris, and she gets confronted about the border. And I love how she lied and get corrected. It is a sight to see.
Okay. Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, you know, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
You don't understand the point that he's making? What? Make that make sense to me. Somebody saying, you're not at the border. Oh, I don't understand what that means. What? How do you not understand what that means? You were not at the border. Oh, I'm not understanding your question. Oh, what you're saying. Okay, man, okay. Anyhow, we have Kamala Harris's supporter. We have a Kamala Harris supporter who threatened MAGA with violence. All the Trump supporters. Quote, to all you Trump supporters, when this black woman win in November, if you show up your mother at that mother White House at the inauguration, I'll let her finish it.
Look here, listen up. To all you Trump supporters, okay, when this black woman win in November, if y'all go show y'all motherfucking ass at that motherfucking White House,
First of all, she's not black.
you want to at that inauguration, it's gonna be smoke in the motherfucking city, okay? Cause we don't play that, okay? Don't try that shit, okay? Don't try that shit now. Don't try that shit here. Cause we gonna be out there, okay? We gonna be out there, and it ain't going down like it did last time. It ain't going down. In a black mama's voice, it ain't. Act like you got some goddamn sense. You hear what I say? To all Trump supporters, okay? Act like you got some goddamn sense when that black woman come into the room when she becomes president, okay? Act like you got some goddamn sense.
So she think there's gonna be an inauguration for Kamala. Well, that's one thing that's funny. And two, oh man, we ain't trying to show up and stop the inauguration. Like, yo, it's happening. We just gonna sit back and be all, if it did happen, and if they so happen to cheat. Yeah, I'm sitting like, oh man, it was this thing, but I don't see me pulling up to the inauguration trying to cause any chaos. If anything, I see the left doing that. I mean, have you really, I mean, honestly, just take your bias aside for one day. When you see two different crowds, one full of liberals and one full of non-liberals, most likely, you know, conservative or Republican and stuff like that. If you see one side Democrat and the other side that, if you observe both of the crowds, I'm not saying that, first of all, both sides have bad apples. Okay, you got radical on both sides. Let me say that. But generally speaking, in all the videos that I've seen and reacted to, the people who travel over to Trump supporters who travel to the Democrat side, oh boy, it is all hell breaking loose. But when the liberals travels over to the Trump side, you know, obviously they have a cool demeanor. They're not threatening or trying to incite or arouse anybody with their disbeliefs with Trump, but being able to express so in civil discourse, they usually get embraced. It's like, oh yeah, man, you know, Trump ain't as bad as they say he is. Come over here. Oh, you been believing this? It ain't that. This ain't that. This ain't, you know what I'm saying? But it's not that on the other side. So I'm saying all this to say I don't think that was a accurate assessment of how it would be at all. Let me see some of these comments real quick. Judging by the quality of the video, she didn't get the memo that Black Lives Matter was a scam and not even the Dems bring them up, just doing the dirty work. I don't think she got that memo either. I don't know if she knows we are past that and evolved from that scam. I'm telling y'all, and conservative women, y'all looking real sexy right now. I'm gonna just say that. Anyhow, this is what happens when you watch too much legacy media. Hey man, she hears the crack of the Democratic whip. Wow. Why don't the Obamas spend any time with the black community? Michelle always with White Holly. I don't care about that comment. How absolutely lacking intellect does one have to be to buy that Harris is black? She is Indian American. Who do so many black women, or why, I think they wanted to say, why do so many black women talk like they're some kind of tough gangsters that they can beat down anyone? Honestly, I don't see how anybody, black, white, Puerto Rican, or Haitian, speaks like this, because we all bleed the same. And I'll try to tell people you're only as tough as you think you are in your mind. But trust me, there's somebody else out there who is physically and mentally capable of shutting all that macho stuff you talking back down. So save all that ha for when you're actually being threatened. Because other than that, man, you just look silly. If this lady actually assaulted a man willing to fight back, she'd be knocked out. Sassy black women have become way too arrogant. This is a comment that was made under here as well. Somebody else said, this lady does not know Kamala isn't black. Second grade educations are adorable. Wait, Kamala is black again. I thought she was Indian or Jamaican. Right. Now, I want to make sure y'all make something very clear. Whether this woman in this video was black, white, orange, blue, or whatever, she still would get the same response that she got today. Trust me.